I started out a pretty normal kid in the suburbs of Chicago, and bikes weren't that big of a part of my early childhood. That's all aside from the one story my parents tell me of when I first rode around the block without training wheels. I got halfway around the block, and then a kerfuffle took place. I fell in front of all the kids in the neighborhood, twisted my handlebars, but then I got back up and rode the rest of the way around the block, got home just in time for my mom to step out the door to look for me. That was my first crash of many on a bicycle. But aside from that, I was a pretty normal kid. I just rode my bike down the street to go to friends' houses, and I, would skid through tires until they would explode. Normal kid stuff. That changed when I started junior high. Junior high was about 2 miles away, and halfway in between was a local family-owned bike shop. That family-owned bike shop would become my home away from home. So I started going to that bike shop, staring at the TV up on the wall that had an endless VHS loop of mountain bike videos. I would be the kid sitting in front of that TV, watching those videos for 3 hours at a time, bugging all the owners of the bike shop incessantly, asking them, what does this do? Why is this here? Before you know it, I worked at that bike shop as my high school job, and those people of the bike shop, the owners, the family, became my extended family. I learned how to work on bikes, how to sell bikes. I learned everything from how to install a derailleur to how to adjust bearings. I also started racing mountain bikes. This was in the Midwest, so mountain biking is a little different in the Midwest than it is here in Colorado, but that'll kind of guide my story. So I started racing on their local shop team called Wheel Fast Racing. They like puns, you'll see. I also started helping with their mountain bike race that they threw in suburban Chicago. And this is another acronym. See if you can figure it out. It's called the DuPage Off-Road Challenge. Yeah, that's right, the dork race. So all this got me into biking and starting to love biking as a recreational activity. At this time, I was nearing the end of high school. I was riding mountain bikes. I did a few BMX races. I tried to do this thing called bike trials, where you hop on your rear tire from obstacle to obstacle. Not so good at that one. But then I moved away to college. So I went to college, studied computer information systems in northern Wisconsin, just outside Green Bay. It's a college about the same size as CC, so about 2,500 students. Nobody was into bikes the way I was. There's great mountain biking around, but I didn't find that person who was into bikes the way I was. Then I saw this bike that would always be around town. It was a nice BMX bike. Looked like it had been ridden like a BMX bike should. And then I creeped on that guy. I saw him at the computer lab and said, is that your We the People? That's the brand of the bike out there. And he was clearly creeped out. He was watching a BMX video. But we became best friends. We would ride BMX bikes. Well, I'm on a mountain bike. I'm the weird guy on the mountain bike. But just kind of play on like a curb or a incline, and that's a nice thing to do between class. Aside from that, we'd travel all throughout the Midwest to skate parks, dirt jumps, and again, I'd be the weird person on the mountain bike when everybody else was on BMX bikes. Flash forward after college, I moved to Chicago. Me and him and some other bike friends built the first bike dirt jump park in the city of Chicago, which just celebrated its 10th anniversary this past weekend. Right. At that time, I worked at a corporate IT job. Like I said, I studied computer information systems. I thought making money was a good thing to do. I hated that job. It was 27 miles away. I couldn't ride my bike there. All my friends rode bikes for transportation, and that wasn't something that I could do 27 miles away. So I was ready to do anything else. I was ready to go to a bike shop again, work at a bar, anything. I found a job at SRAM. SRAM's the second biggest, well, maybe first biggest now, bicycle component manufacturer in the country. I got a job at their headquarters in the city of Chicago, answering phones, doing warranty tech support. But as a mountain biker, growing up in the Midwest, the West was always on my mind. And in 2012, an opportunity came up for me to move to Colorado Springs at the SRAM office here in Colorado. And I jumped at the opportunity. I dragged my girlfriend at the time along with me to Colorado, and we love Colorado Springs. I can afford a house, I can ride my bike to trails, and we started in 2017 to raise our kid, who's now a 2-year-old, who loves to get ridden to school, to his daycare, in his cargo bike. So, bikes brought me to this quirky city, and I hope bikes are a big part of my future and the future of my family. Thank you.